Hi everybody, this is SAAD. Yet again, my satire proves prophetic. This is published in the Independent, British newspaper. Let me read you the title and I'll put the link to the article. I already shared it on my social media. London cyclists, too white, male and middle class, says capital's cycling chief in vow to tackle diversity problem. This is not The Onion. This is not my satire. So there's a diversity problem when it comes to people of different identities using the cycling paths in London, and this administrator vows to tackle this problem. I just read you. Too few women and people from ethnic minority groups cycle in London, and more must be done to promote diversity among a largely white, male, and middle-class biking community, the city's Walking and Cycling Commissioner has said. This is not satire. Then further down he states, he said he was considering setting diversity targets for London's cycling population to ensure progress was achieved. So let me just repeat this in case you fainted after the first part. There is an administrator in London who is tackling the diversity crisis when it comes to free individuals making free transport decisions. And so to the extent that there aren't a sufficient number of transgendered, indigenous, other kin people that are cycling, or maybe there aren't enough Orthodox Jews, or maybe there are too many Orthodox Jews, maybe there aren't enough Orthodox Jews who self-identify as gender neutral. So we need to ensure that people's free choices in a free society are actually regulated in a way such that all decisions made by people correspond to certain benchmarks of identity belongingness, because failure to do so causes a diversity problem. So for example, as a consumer psychologist, I have written about the fact that the great majority of consumers of hardcore pornography are men. Now, of course, some of these men might self-identify as women, in which case it is equally distributed across the two genders. But for all that we know, if the epidemiological data is correct, it is a major diversity problem that largely men consume hardcore pornography. We need to create diversity quotas of porn consumption. It turns out, for example, that anorexia nervosa is largely an affliction that women suffer from, again, unless the women self-identify as men. So therefore, there is a diversity crisis there, and that there should be more men who suffer from anorexia. Every possible human reality that doesn't correspond to some fascist's sense of how the equality of outcomes should manifest themselves is ultimately a diversity problem. When is this nonsense going to end? What's it going to take for this lunacy to stop? Every day I wake up hoping to achieve X, Y, Z in terms of my work, and then I'm sidetracked because I have to weigh in on the innumerable intrusions to the edifice of reason. Slowly we inch to the abyss of infinite darkness. Get engaged or watch yourself and your children fall off the cliff. Cheers.